warm round of applause and make them feel welcome. Awesome. Do you have a mic?
Oh, I think so. Do I have a
Yes. Awesome. Okay, so just a little bit of background. Grav3yardgirl, also known as Bunny Meyers. She's been on YouTube since 2010, and she has 5.7 million subscribers, so she knows what she's doing. Her fans, as you may have heard in the trailer, are known as the Swamp Family, and she is a Houston native, so she's one of your own. Totally independent. I think this is really interesting as well. No MCN, no manager, nothing. She does absolutely everything herself.
Woo!
Today I'm going to start a journal, you know, and then it'll be like, there's like 3 entries, and then you're like, journal, you know?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like when I first started, I didn't know how I would feel about it, but it was just like such an amazing community, and it was kind of like right away a chameleon, or I always refer to my channel as like a grab bag. I'm technically under the how-to and style category, but I don't really ever let anything limit me. Like if I see a new like technology device, and I'm like, oh, I want to try that, you know? I'm not like, oh, I'm a beauty channel, I won't do that. You know, I kind of feel like it's like, if you have one thing that you're really passionate about, and like that encompasses all of your interests, then, you know, by all means, I mean, I feel like that's what the categories are there for. Even though I almost feel like those what interests you is going to interest your audience if you are passionate about something. But I definitely am totally against a second channel. I feel like that never really works out very much for anybody, with the rare exception. But I just kind of say, you know, like, well, these 5 videos are my most popular videos, but I'm still getting views on the other videos. So it's not like, oh, well, these just don't matter. You know what I'm saying? And I just kind of feel like there are a lot of people that get hemmed in, like if they get, especially when you're first starting out and you get a negative comment, it's like, oh my God, you know, because you feel like, oh, my viewers feel this way, you know, but that's not in reality how it is, you know, because even the people who just are watching your videos who are not subscribed, you know, they still count, you know, they're gonna, I don't know if I'm making myself clear at this point.
No, that makes total sense. I think, and it's interesting you talk about video responses, so you've been on YouTube for a really long time. Obviously YouTube's changed. I've seen your videos from the early ones to the ones now. They've changed a lot too. How do you deal with that? How do you sort of evolve over time while still, again, going back to the theme, you have a core audience, you have something that people like. How do you expand into new things, and how's your approach to YouTube changed from the beginning to now?
Yeah, I mean, basically my approach has not changed too much. I just do things that I'm passionate about. I try and be consistent with uploading. I think that that's really important. You know, if you kind of like abandon your channel for a month and a half, then people are going to be like, oh, did they quit? You know, so I shoot for consistency. I shoot for things that I'm passionate with. But I also feel like, once again, when I started talking about a journal, I feel like a YouTube channel, at least in my format, because I kind of think that mine are less formal, so they're not like highly produced. There's not like a lot of production value, like camera angles and stuff like that. You know, so mine is kind of like from a vlogging perspective, and I kind of feel like your audience will grow and change with you. So if what you start with and what you end with is not the same, I mean, people recognize that in themselves. You know, like when you start high school, you're not the same person as you are when you graduate from college. You know, so it's kind of just like, I mean, everybody grows and changes. You get tired of doing something, so maybe you stop, do new things. I don't know. I mean, if there's something new I want to try, I just say, hey, we're going to test out something new. And, you know, I feel like there's that core group that's always, you know, they just love what you're doing, so they're going to be receptive. You know, and then some people, I feel like at first they're like, oh, I hate this, you know, but then maybe as they watch, you know, they end up liking it, you know. So, I mean, I recently started Shopkins because they're fun for me. You know, they're like these little, I don't know if y'all know what they are. They're like these little baskets, and you unbox them. And it's like toy unboxing. I'm not a toy channel, but it was something that I found, you know, kind of like de-stressed for me, and it was just kind of like fun, you know. And I have some people who watch my channel and they literally hate them. They send me letters in the mail, like with a giant thumbs down drawn on it. So I mean, you know, you're not gonna get everybody, you know, but that's okay because I also did get new people that were like, oh, you know, they just love toy unboxings, or, you know, just people who have those kinds of interests. So it's kind of like, yeah, you may trade off, and maybe everyone who's already subscribed isn't going to watch, but you may be getting new people also.
It also sounds like, you know, the common thread amongst everything, even if you're doing the sort of toy unboxing, you're doing the thumbs down right or wrong, like,
yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's also like kind of this trial period. Like, I just got to consistently be one of the lesser viewed videos, you know, because, I mean, you do have to sit there and say, well, you know, you are putting out YouTube videos for other people to watch. Like, obviously, you want people to watch them, so it's kind of like, you know, what's just me time and what's something that somebody else wants to see, you know. But I mean, I don't think it's like absurd to just take a couple months, like see if something kind of, you know, gets more views. Or I've never had something where I was like, oh God, don't touch the tomatoes again. They really hate that, you know? So I've never had like a crash and burn experience, really. So.
You're very lucky in that regard.
Yeah.
So I think this has been extremely helpful too, and we're going to open this up for questions in a little bit. You mentioned consistency, something that we drill home all the time. But could you just talk a little bit about how you produce your videos, and if that's changed over time, and if you think consistency is one of the things that helps? This kind of a leading question, but say yes.
Yeah.
If you think consistency is one of those things that really helps you grow.
Yeah, consistency definitely is. I mean, I was just talking about it over there, remembering like the old days. I mean, when I first started YouTube, some days I made two videos, 2 uploads a day. I mean, that's like, yeah, crazy. So, I mean, it's just all about kind of like finding the balance between staying very consistent, but also not getting burnt out. But I feel like everybody, you know, it's like, I think there are a lot of people, you know, that even like will write comments on my channel and be like, oh, you do nothing, you know, you're just, like, you know, and I don't know what they think I do all day, you know, but like, I mean, especially for me, like, I film my own videos, I edit my own stuff, I upload my own videos, I do all of my own. I mean, it is harder, I feel sometimes, than like a regular job, because you don't have somebody, you don't have a boss, you don't have a team per se, you know, it's like you're like an independent contractor, you know, so you're responsible for your own success and what happens on your own channel, you know, and I just feel like consistency is very important, and, you know, just kind of pacing yourself. I'm trying to think of something else that would be good.
That was good.
Yeah.
Killed it. I think that's a really good point too. Like, when you're making a video, you're putting a piece of yourself out there. If I mess up a spreadsheet, no one's like, that guy did, maybe, but it's not the end of the world. But if you're putting a piece of yourself out there, I think there's something kind of vulnerable about that.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard. I think it's hard for a lot of people, and that's honestly what's kind of heartbreaking to me in a way, is because like I've always been a big encourager of, like, you know, if you like watching my videos, I have a lot of issues with anxiety and stuff, and so it's been a very therapeutic process for me. And so I'm like, you know, if you're struggling with that, you know, maybe this could help you. And it's like, I feel like people get out there and it's kind of like very easy, that first like really negative comment that you get, it's gonna feel like you just got punched in the face. Point blank, punch in the face, right? Yeah, so, you know, but it's important to just kind of like be able to shrug it off, you know, because I feel like almost that's defeating for some people, you know. They'll start to get, and I mean, the bigger you get, the worse that it gets. Like, I'm not gonna tell you anything. Like, stuff has been said to me that I'm just like, how did you think this up, though? Or just like, picking out the most minute detail, being like, did you know the third finger on your right hand is like slightly up? You know, like, start looking at yourself and be like, I'm a monster. You know, so it's just kind of like things like that, you know. Don't take anything to heart. Like, there's not anything, you know, that can be said to you where it should crush you, you know. It's just kind of like learning to take everything in stride. And I feel like we're all weird, you know. Everybody's weird.
Just makes it fun.
You stare at anybody too long.
Yeah.
You know. So I don't know. I'm walking down, you know. So I don't have like, oh, next year I'm gonna be on TV, you guys. You know. I mean, I don't really have. I just kind of see where things take me, and if something, you know, sounds of interest to me, you know, I always try and like challenge myself. Like, I'm not a big traveler because of anxiety and other things, and I love Texas. So, you know, I always, that's kind of something that's been for me, is kind of you know, pushing myself to travel to more events and stuff like that, you know, because I feel like BeautyCon and VidCon and stuff like that, you know, especially if you're a creator, it's a great place to connect with other people who do what you do, especially if you are somewhere like Texas, you know, like, you know, there's not, I just, you know, it's like, oh, you're not in New York, you're not in LA, well, you're not alive, you know, so it just kind of like helps if you go to those things. Sorry, that was dark.
Yeah, it is.
It's true.
But like, well, it's just in this industry, you know, because I'm like, Texas is great, you know, like, I love it. I would never move out of Texas, you know, and that's a question I get asked a lot, like, are you gonna go to LA? No, I'm not. You know, but I just feel like from an industry perspective, it's, you know, and also depending, I'm sure I'm talking to people across the board, you know, obviously it's probably not everybody's not how to in style, you know, but it's just like communicating, you know, getting relationships with companies and stuff like that, like, especially when you're kind of starting out, it can be harder, you know, if you live in the booth.
All right, I think we're going to open it up now, if you guys wouldn't mind just raising.
It was kind of interesting that I found you not through anything to do with YouTube, but listening to Sports Radio 610. You called in one time and you started talking to, and then I heard about it, and that's how I found your channel, was just by that. It was pretty interesting.
Trying to get likes on their page. They were building
I don't think they didn't think that there was, they were baffled that she's a YouTuber.
they had no idea who
They're like, you can make money on YouTube? What?
They had no idea. So, I don't know, it's hard for me to like, it's like I just look at everybody, like, okay, if I met Jack Nicholson, he's like one of my favorite actors, you know, but I don't think I'd be like, oh my god, like, you know, like I think I would just, like, I don't know, it's just kind of like, I respect people for their work, I love their content, but I'm not gonna like cry or, I don't know, you know, but it just, it's not like that's bad either, it's just people have like different forms of expression.
Well, if everyone make a bunch of young ladies, you probably welcome to be a guest speaker in our class. So.
Yeah.
A bunch of sophomore young ladies.
I mean, it's just kind of like, but who is it that I like? I don't know. I get so stuck, like, really liking my own friends. Like, I love Cutie Pie Marcia. Marcia, do y'all watch her? She's like, she does a lot of videos with Cutie Pie, and I mean, I was like, oh my god, like in person, you know? It's just like, I'm kind of like more, I don't know, I guess I get more nervous and excited about everything. I'm like a weirdo. I'm like, are they gonna like, is he gonna want to be my friend? Like in real life, you know, because I feel like there's always kind of like that, you're exactly like you are on your videos, you know, and I'm just like, nobody's like that, you know. I was like, this is my good 10 minutes of the day that you have with me on, you know, so I'm kind of, and like even when I meet people who watch my channel, I'm like, oh my god, they are not, I'm not that cool person. Like, you know, like, I don't know, I feel like there's kind of like that. That was a really weird extrapolation of your question.
Like, how do I respond?
I told ghost stories, I did makeup videos, I did clothing videos, I did just like anything, you know, and I kind of feel like it's always been that way, you know, and like, I don't know, people kind of like turned on me because they're like, you used to be so creepy and awesome, now you're just like everybody else, you know, but it's just like your interests are going to change, you know, so I always just say being true to yourself is the absolute most important thing that you can do in anything, any job, anywhere, you know, because then you're never going to feel like, well, I didn't do, you know, what I wanted to do. That sounds fun.
Too hard on yourself.
But, you know, it's kind of like, you don't want to look back on this and say, well, like, I was just kind of like, is pandering the word I'm looking for? Yeah, you know, you don't want to feel like you're constantly trying to be like a people pleaser, because that's never going to work out. And the broader your audience gets, the worse that's going to get, because every day people are going to be like, you need to do this, you need to do this, not like, would you please film a video like this, like, it is your duty to film this type of video, you know, and it's just kind of like, you have to just not get too wrapped up in people's demands, because then I feel like you're just you're not doing what you really want to do. You're just doing what's being demanded of you, and then that kind of takes the creativity out of what YouTube is. YouTube, we still say broadcast yourself, right?
Now it's we enable. Well, that was our old tagline. But
Oh.
It's like YouTube enables the world to.
I'm still part of like broadcast yourself, I guess. I haven't caught up to the new one yet. But you know, it's just so I feel like that's kind of like what I'm doing. You know, it's like what I'm doing that day, what I'm interested in, you know, and once again, mine is kind of more from
What about a product?
I have done, this is like a hard question right now. Have I come out with like a Graveyard Girl like fingernail file? No, but there are like other companies, you know, you can get like brand sponsorships potentially where those are ways that you can monetize. But right now, if you have a blog, you know that you can monetize through AdSense, or YouTube is the only, like it's not like I get paid on Instagram for posting a picture, you know? And I think that that's also a road to walk very carefully, because you have to think of your credibility, you know? Like, if I'm endorsing something, I'm telling 5 million people it's a great thing, you know? And so I think it's always like integrity, you know, first with that, and just kind of like, I mean, I've even just said, not gonna do this now, you know, and that's okay. Like, I would say never feel fenced in by that kind of stuff. Like, if you try it, we're on the show. Alright. Let's try it out. This is the Google cardboard? I thought it was a joke. It's real, right? It's totally real. There's Eric.